You suck at woodworking. Yeah, you totally suck.
So I recently acquired these old rough sawn studs here that were originally installed in a Washington, D.C. row house back in the 1800s. Now when you're working with reclaimed materials, you need to take the opportunities when they pop up to grab the stuff, but it needs a place to live, and that place is not my shop floor. So what we're going to do is make a lumber rack storage system similar to this on the opposite wall of my shop. But if we just move my leg out of the way here, it's going to be a different design so there's no gap between the lumber and the wall for stuff to fall. Now the shape of this lumber rack bracket has been designed to be cut from a 2x4, but I have a bunch of these maple butcher block countertop scraps that are already cut down to the right size, and I'm too cheap to even buy the cheapest of lumber, so I'm going to go ahead and use these guys instead. Now you want to start by laying out your materials somewhere outdoors on a surface that you don't mind getting wet. So I suggest using an old pallet, laying that down on the ground, and that'll ensure proper coverage for this next step. You're going to now liberally apply water using your low pressure water jet cutter on the surface of the piece until you see them start to separate into the 3-inch pieces that we want for this lumber rack. And with our lumber rack pieces all cut down to size, we obviously just need to lay them out now and let them air dry for a little bit. Or you can just pop each one of them in the microwave for a few seconds. So it's been about a 338th of a fortnight now, and these look dry enough, so we're going to move on to the next step. Now we're going to want the lumber rack to be aerodynamic, so I'm going to create a taper along the bottom edge of all of these pieces. So to do this, we're going to set our oven to 350 degrees and put these in there for 48 hours. Oh, I think they're done. Yeah, look at that. Those pieces right there. Alternatively, if you're using softwood 2x4s, those react to cold temperatures. You're going to want to load those in your freezer for 24 days. These brackets are going to be inset into the back and top of all of these wooden pieces, so there's a flush surface on both of these sides. To do this, I'm going to create a dado. The dado is created by centering the bracket and using a really strong screw clamp to pull it tight and into the surface until that dado is created. See? There we got it. That's our dado around the back and the top surface. I use a string line in between the extents of the lumber rack, so that ensures a straight line along the entire rack. And I just need to fasten a bracket into each one of these studs. Now anything that is long enough to reach through the drywall and grab into the stud should be good enough, like spaghetti, a pencil, an ice pick, cooked spaghetti, or just your trusty 3-inch deck screw. Now drywall screws are a no-go. They are too brittle and have a chance of shearing off under the load of the bracket, which is likely to cause a nuclear meltdown. And then with all of the brackets installed, the temporary spaghetti, string line can be removed. Now, if you cut the dados tight enough, you'll find that they just seem to find their place on the wall. So that's it, but a lumber rack is not a lumber rack without lumber. Oh, if you'd like to duplicate this for yourself, I do have a free template available on my website, so go ahead and download that. Check out this other stuff, and I'll see you next time.